Alright, what is going on, everybody? Today we got another type of tutorial video where I'll be trying to teach you and help you learn how to dribble. I would say the first thing you want to know how to, or the first thing you want to change would be your camera settings and your control settings. If you're already comfortable with your camera settings and the controller settings, then you can skip this. But I would say if you're first starting off, you want to learn how to dribble. Say if you're like gold or plat, I don't think you would have found, even diamond or champ, you probably haven't found like your perfect camera and control settings yet. So what I did is I copied pro settings, and then it was like it was something weird. It was like 107 distance. It was like 310 distance, and it was weird. So then what I did over time, I kept playing with the settings, and then I changed it to what I like. So say I would copy the field of view, the distance, the height, and the angle. Uh, you can copy the stiffness, but I wouldn't recommend copying the stiffness, the swivel speed, or the transition speed. But say if you copy their angle, right, and their angle is 2, and then once you start playing the games, you're like, yeah, this feels too uncomfortable for me. I want my camera to be a little bit more tilted forward. So you can go ahead and change it to your liking, either uh towards 0 or towards what is it, 10 or -15, and then change it towards your liking. And then with your control settings, what's very important is your dead zone settings and your steering sensitivity. They go hand in hand. Basically, you want your dead zone setting to be as low as possible because the higher dead zone, the longer it takes your controller to respond to your when you move your analog stick, and the lower it is, the faster it is to respond. I would say zero point 0.5 and zero point 0.10 are like the most popular ones. And then your steering sensitivity. What I would do is, if you're just starting off, I would go to like 1.40, and then say for me this would be too fast, so I would lower it by 0.10. And then if it feels too slow, I would increase it by 0.5. But for me, this would still feel too fast, so I would lower it by 0.10. Now I'll play some games, and if it feels too slow, I will increase it by 0.5. And then if it still feels too fast, then I would decrease it by 0.2. And then around here would be like your sweet spot. So that's it for finding the settings. And then for end game, for learning how to get the ball on top of your car, which is the first thing you need to know how to do with dribble, and kind of you don't have to master it. You just have to get better at it over time. You're gonna be able to look 3 weeks from now like, wow, I was terrible at this, and then you're gonna be improving at that. But the first thing I want to know how to do is get the ball on top of your car for when the ball is dead like this, or even if it's rolling, I would say like sideways, like going this way. All you gotta do is drive into it, and when it pops up, you want to kind of boost into the ball. And then before you get your first touch onto the ball, you want to let go of boost so you can just tap it, but you don't want to hit the ball away from you, right? And then once you the same speed as the ball, you catch up to it, and then you got the ball on top of your car. I really hope I explained that well, but I'm gonna try to show it. So you hit the ball, you just drive into it, then you boost to catch up, and then you just get the ball on top of your car. So let's do it one more time. You drive into it, boost, and it's on top of your car. You drive into it, boost, to catch up, on top of your car. You don't have to control it just yet. Just keep trying to get the ball on top of your car. For the next step, it's to still to get the ball on top of your car, but it's a little bit different. It's when it's rolling away from you. You want to drive into it, same thing as last time, but you want to turn into it from the direction that it's rolling. So it's rolling to the right. I want to hit the ball on, kind of like hit it to the left, so it bounces up on top of my car. Just turn into it. That's the fastest way to get the ball on top of your car for when it's like rolling away from you. Let's do it like kind of straightforward, so it's a lot more difficult. You just drive into it and you just turn into it. That's all you gotta do to get it on top of your car. Drive, turn into it. You don't have to drift. If you want to drift, you can. I think it's quicker when you drift, honestly. But to keep it simple, you just drive, turn, and it's on top of your car. Now, once you get that done, you want to do that a lot. That is very important. You want to get good at getting it on top of your car before you get good at dribbling it. The setup for everything in Rocket League you want to get good at before you even get good at the like the action or the actual mechanic. So once you start getting good at that, to start dribbling, all you want to do is look at the circle beneath the ball and just try to stay in between the ball as much as possible. Or not in between the ball, in between the circle as much as possible. And how do you do that? You don't want to be pressing boost too often unless you want to catch up to the ball. Like say like right here, I want to catch up to the ball there. So I'm pressing boost. And you don't want to be pressing a whole lot of brake. You just want to be feathering your acceleration. Only time you want to be pressing brake is when you want the ball to catch up to you. I just did it horribly there, I feel like, because it dropped. But it's right here. I want the ball to catch up to me, so I'm going to be pressing brake. Just driving the same speed as the circle and being in between the circle. You don't have to be directly in the middle. Like say if you want the ball to go to the left here, you want to drive to the right of the circle. And then you want to kind of turn into the ball, kind of. And same thing if you wanted to go to the right. You want to go to the left of the circle and then turn into the ball so you can make it go right. Alright? What else did I not really explain too well? I explained how to boost, right? When I said do not, the only time you want to boost is to catch up to the ball or to speed the ball up. And the only time you want to brake is to slow the ball down or to have the ball catch up to your car. And then, one thing that hurt me a lot is I was thinking too hard because everybody would say drive in between the circle, which is right. But you don't want to always be directly in the middle of the circle. That is not right. You don't always want to do that. I would say just get good at turning, changing the ball direction. But don't be wobbly around. That's where your sensitivity and your dead zone comes in clutch. You need to find your sweet spot for this. Because you're going to be able to control it way better when you're on something that you're comfortable with versus like something that you copied. The next thing that would be very important for you that I help you out is just when you have the ball on top of your car. Let me do it again. Do it from this way. When you have the ball on top of your car, if you don't know how to flick yet, or if you're not good at them, just double jump. Double jump, and you will score that 70% of the time. Like literally 70% of the time. It works in every rank. I don't know why it works, but it does work. I want to go for it. Just double jump. And it'll go in that net. Another thing, if you're not good at flicks yet, is dropping the ball for a 50. If you're bad at dribbling and all you know how to do is barely dribble, you see somebody challenging you. I did it very poorly there. I didn't have much control. But you see somebody challenging you here, you drop it, you jump, and go for a 50. And then when you go for a 50 like that, you want to hit the ball second. You don't want to hit the ball first. So you want to drop it, get a little bit away from it, and then when they hit it, you just jump. They go flying past you. You look at them like idiots, and you get a free goal. Another thing that's very important, but I honestly don't do this, is just camera checking your opponent. So say this would help me. This would have helped me out so much in ones when I was first starting to learn how to dribble, but I wasn't able to control the ball without looking at it. So if you do this, just do a quick pop up like this, and you can see if they're challenging or what they're doing on defense. And if they're challenging, you can just drop it like I said and just go for a 50. I believe that is all you need to know. I'm gonna go for a recap. So it was playing around with the camera settings and the control settings. Stand in the middle of the circle when you're driving. Try not to boost. Only time you want to boost is when you want to catch up to the ball when it's rolling off. And you don't even want to hold boost to catch up. That never works out right. You want to tap it. And then only time you want to boost again was a catch up and to speed the ball up. Yeah. And then only time you want to press brake is to slow the ball down or to have the ball catch up to your car. But for the most part, all you want to do is be tapping your acceleration. And then looking at the circle, you want to be driving the same speed as the ball / the circle. And if you want to turn the ball, I'm going to go to the left side. I'm going to make it to the right. So I'm going to turn to the right into the ball. If I wanted to make it go to the left here, I'm going to turn to the right, go to the right, or go to the, I'm going to be on the right side of the ball, and I'm going to turn into the ball. But my nose is mad stuff. This is terrible. Anyways, We already showed that the shots, that's the only thing you need. You don't even need to know how to flick. If you're plat, all you gotta do, drop it 50. These they're idiots. They're gonna challenge you. Trust. And then you're just gonna be GC out of nowhere. But I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next video.